It is Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Thursday crossword today, which means we're going to be solving what might be an interestingly themed edition of the Daily Solve. We can already see some interesting evidence of a theme in the grid with these numbered black cells. Curious what those will mean. And today's curiously numbered edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Brett Sandman, Lunar Society champion, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster and the indefinable Charlie Paget. Thank you so much to the four of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. That, of course, sustains this channel, keeps it going, and for that, I'm very grateful. Thank you to those four and to everybody who supports the channel via Patreon. If you'd like to do so, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link. You'll find bonus videos available to patrons, and for benefactors like those four I've just mentioned, there's the Let's Check the Crosses official Daily Solve mug. All right, let's get on to today's crossword. This is an intriguing-looking Thursday-themed crossword by Aidan DeShong, who's constructed around half a dozen puzzles for the New York Times. Like I said, it is a Thursday crossword, so the theme will be interesting in some way. We can already tell that that's the case. It was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. Let's start solving. Whoa. Even more numbered cells. All right. That's so, or that's so. I'm not sure what that means. Sound from a puppy. Arf, maybe? How something distinctive appears. Shakespearean villain. Iago, maybe? Maybe this is not... What would be a specifically puppyish sound? A yip, maybe? I'm not sure if that's right either. That's so, or that's so? Oh, I see. Yeah. As in, you could say, yeah? Really? Or, yeah, that's the case. Okay, I think that's right. Balance aid. Your ear helps you to balance. What might come after many years ago? You might literally say many years ago, or you might read it in a story. Ad hoc or ad what? Ad hominem. I wonder what's going on with these numbers. How something distinctive appears. Leveled the playing field, say, question mark. I'm not sure what we're looking for there. Do they mean physically changed an actual field on which you might play a game? I don't know. Neighborhood in New York City or LA? I don't really know LA. I mean, New York City neighborhoods. I mean, Soho is a very obvious one. NoHo, I guess. What are 4 letters? I'm not sure. Oops. Let's see. Abbreviation that often follows a comma, etc. You might have a list of things and then just let it, and the rest, etc. Interweave, to enmesh or enlace or enleave. To zip, nil, none. Half of a noted crime duo. Bonnie and Clyde, maybe? Scrabble rackful. You could have a full rack of tiles in the spelling game of Scrabble. How something distinctive appears. I'm sure this should be obvious, but I'm just not seeing it for some reason. How does something distinctive appear? I don't know why I can't see that. Level the playing field. Cardinals honorific. Cardinal, what would they be? Holy, your holiness or eminence or something? Cardinals honorific. Maybe they don't mean... I'm thinking of sort of cardinal in the hierarchy of the Catholic Church, but it could be something else. Suppose. Reckon. Neighbor. Yeah, maybe. Is there a Soho in LA? I'm not aware of that, but again, I don't know LA very well, so it's entirely possible. Level the playing field. Mowed? You mowed the lawn of a football field or something. Add, I'm not sure what this is. Oh, entwine. To interweave is to entwine. What is this? How something distinctive appears. Wonder if this grid, this is a really weird guess, but I wonder if this grid has something to do with Minesweeper. It just occurred to me that So I don't even know if it still comes with Windows anymore, but for many, many years, Windows came with a game called Minesweeper, in which you had numbered cells that would indicate how many mines were present in the up to 8 cells immediately surrounding that cell. So, and then you had to not, and if you clicked on any of those mines, they're all hidden, so you couldn't see where the mines were. And you have to reveal them. Well, you have to try not to reveal them. You have to indicate them with flags, and then clear all the non-mine cells in the grid to win. And I wonder if that's what this is, because it's sort of arranged that way. I haven't played this game in many years, but essentially the idea would be you see this 2 in black, and in the 8 cells around it, there would be 2 mines, whereas in the 8 cells around the 1, there would be only 1 mine. So what that would mean is the mine, I don't even know if this is the case in this grid, but each of these ones takes its mine from one of the 2 that surrounds the 2, which means you wouldn't have a mine here around this 1, because if you did, that logically, that would imply this 1 would have 2 mines, because you'd have the 1 from over here in this cell, but then you'd have at least one other one from the 8 surrounding this 2. Well, that's only true, actually, I say that, but it's only true in this case because this 2 needs to contribute exactly 1 to each of these. I wonder if the M would be mine in that context. So this mine would be one of the 2 for that 2, and the only one for that 1. It doesn't really help me solve the puzzle. I'm kind of just talking about nothing. Add, what is this? How something distinctive appears. Proustly in the manner of Proust? That doesn't seem correct. I'm sort of yabbering about this Minesweeper thing, but I don't even know if it's relevant. I was thinking maybe the M could stand for mine. Oh, no, sorry, I'm an idiot. It's the M doesn't, what have I done? The M doesn't stand for mine. The word mine would mean, it is Minesweeper, and this is not Soho. It's the other thing I said, NoHo, which must be in LA, I guess, as well. Maybe Soho isn't, I don't know. But, and I even said, when I was looking at ad, and I was thinking ad hoc, ad hominem, it is ad hominem, but the minna bit of it is a mine. So we're going to use the rebus function. If you've not seen this before, that you enter this rebus mode, and then you can type many letters in a single cell, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to put 4. We're going to put, oh, come on. I don't know why it sometimes does that and sometimes doesn't when I hit enter. Yeah, so that actually works. So we have mine in prominently and ad hominem. That explains why I couldn't get how something distinctive appears. So, okay, so that is, I'm kind of amazed. So now we actually really can use this, because now this 1, we can see that all of the cells that could potentially have a mine, we can see don't, except for this one. So this one must have it. So this would be mine. And now this provides the mines to both of the 1 clues, as well as half of the mines to this 2 clue. So these are all spoken for. So these cannot be mines anymore. So what is this? Shortage of a sort. I'm not sure. What about this? Only video game to sell 300 million copies. Minecraft, right? I was thinking, oh, is it going to be Minesweeper because they're counting the number of units sold by Windows? But no, because Solitaire would be in there as well. Anyway, Minecraft, yeah, unbelievably successful. So there's another game. Shortage of a sort. Why do I not see this? Famine. That's what it is. Greece's largest airline. I'm actually not sure. Home of the most literature Nobelists in history. Oh, is it France? Interesting. I kind of want to solve the Minesweeper game. Oh, right, and this one provided the 1 up there. I didn't notice that. So we've got 2 here, which I think, yeah, they can't appear in either of these, because if you put a mine here, that would provide the 1 for that 1, and that would provide the 1 for the 1 above. That would essentially mean there's nowhere to put the other mine that goes with the 2. There would be no cells valid for it. Because if you put it here, you'd break that one. If you put it here, you'd break both of those ones. And if you put it here, you'd break the bottom one. They would have 2 mines rather than 1 each. And same goes for the other candidates over here. So you can't have a mine in either of those spaces, which means you need 1 here and 1 here. And the one up here will satisfy both of those ones and the second mine of the 2. So one of these 2 needs a mine. Lift a finger, so to speak. So mine either starts this or ends this. Sabotage, undermine. Okay, good. There's not one here, or here, so there's one here or here. What might prompt someone to close a window? Or a classic computer game whose players avoid hazardous items in a grid, as suggested by this puzzle. Yes, it's Minesweeper. And now all 4 of these clues are fully satisfied. We can't put any more mines anywhere surrounding them or they will break, which also means that we can't put any mines around here because that top one is already covered, which means this one will have a mine here, 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 well, here, or here. Austin summer hours. Okay, these are always 3 letters, so that's not the case. This will be something standard time. Is it mountain or central? I'm not actually sure. There could be one here, part of a list at an awards show. Nominations. Nominee. Right, that's part of a list, would be a nominee. And that mine takes care of both of these ones. So again, we can't have any in any of these remaining cells. And that one takes care of this one to the left of 42, so we can't have any in any of these cells. So that constrains this one up here because we can't put one there. We could still put one in any of these spaces. Let's see if any of them work. Cardinals. His Eminence. That's the Cardinals honorific, and that's why it wasn't working before. So that's mine. His Eminence. There we go. Very good. So now that also covers the one right above it. So nothing else over there. I think we might have solved all of the Minesweeper clues. Did this say how many? No, it didn't say how many. So sometimes it would say, a hint to filling some number of cells in the grid. In this case, it would be, 6? Yeah. Okay, I think we've completed the Minesweeper portion of this crossword, which means we just have to solve the clues. Let's use the mines first. Selfish cry before an evil laugh, right? Mine, all mine. The evil villain, the villain might cry in a sort of stereotypical fashion. On the horizon. Imminent? If something's imminent, it's on the horizon. You can see it coming. It's definitely going to happen. Figure out. Something determine. Maybe this is daylight time, not standard time. Sorry, summer hours are daylight time. So yes, determine. There we go. I think we've used the entire theme now. I don't think there's anything thematic left to figure out. Yeah, I think that's the case. Okay, so we'll just solve the crossword now. Feel 41 across, see 29 across. To feel ill probably is to ail. Renowned house at Milan Fashion Week, Armani. I think, did Armani pass away recently? Hardly anyone counts on this anymore. An abacus, ancient counting machine. Wine and dine. To regale someone, maybe, is to wine and dine them? I'm not sure, but let's see. Cousin of a Danish. So that's a Danish pastry, presumably. A bear claw, right? Okay, that's a kind of pastry. Match as subject and verb, right? So if parts of speech in a sentence match, they agree with each other grammatically. Biblical person who says, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Is it Cain? May well have been the first murderer. Any member of a band dubbed the president's own. A Marine. Yeah, there's a Marine band, I guess, that plays for the president. Or something to that effect. And then bone with a radial notch would be the ulna. Candy company known for its chocolate and butterscotch. The Seas Candy Company is a U.S. candy company. And fight night sites are arenas. There we go. Blank Summit, legendary women's basketball coach. Unsurprisingly, it's a sports thing, so I'm not very, very familiar. 1 of 4 awarded to Bill Nye. Emmys, maybe, because he was a television or science educator personality. No, but it says 1 of 4. I don't know. Crane's place, maybe. Could be Crane the bird, or it could be Crane the construction equipment. I don't know. Where the film Argo is set. Wasn't it Iran? Is it Tehran specifically? Well informed. If you're aware, you're well informed. Its hands might be near one of yours. Oh, a watch face. The watch might have hands, and it's physically near your hand because you're wearing it on your wrist. Biker's selection gear? I don't know. Job listing info, the wage that it pays? Maybe that is gear. I'm not sure. It seems a bit general, but possibly. 1 of 4 awarded to Bill Nye. I don't know. So, patent. He must have patents awarded to him. That's interesting. I wonder what his patents are for. Blank Summit looks like Pat, probably. Crane's Place, maybe. Arcade. A crane game, maybe in an arcade where you win prizes. Board meeting handout. You might pass out the agenda at a board meeting or other corporate meeting. Pin number 10. So this is 10-pin bowling, which we learned in a recent edition of Flashback, the New York Times history game that I also solve on this channel, that 9-pin bowling was banned in somewhere in New England because it was associated with kind of gambling and I don't know, poor behavior in some way. So they got around it by using 10 pins instead of 9, which is amazing. Out of the park. Gone. Oh, if you sort of hit a ball out of the park, you would say it's gone in baseball. Erode. To eat away would be to erode. A cliff or something. Discusses at length. Something into. Goes into. We really go into it. We discuss it at length. Certain Kool-Aid flavor. Grape, I suppose. Literary detective whose final case is in 1975's Curtain. Poirot. Agatha Christie's character Poirot. Blank platter, Chinese restaurant offering a poo-poo platter. And eye slangly, to peep at someone. Is this not determined? Oh no, it's not to eye someone. It's your eye, your peeper, your eye. Okay, there we go. Doing business. If a store is doing business, it's open. If you're carded, you're asked for identification. You're ID'd. What might prompt someone to close a window? An update, right? If you have to update your software, you might close that software. Moped alternative would be, what, an e-scooter, maybe? So that would make this central daylight time for Austin summer hours, which is plausible. Common daytime spots for first dates. Cafes? Yeah, so I guess this probably is e-scooter, electric scooter. Is that right? Writer Zora Neale Hurston. So that's correct. And then moolah is kale, so slang term for money. Asian city one can view within Instagram, right? So it's Agra because we can literally see the letters AGRA written out inside of the word Instagram. So it's a clever clue because obviously it's also a scenic place where you might actually see photos on Instagram. Greece's largest airline. Oh, Aegean Airline. I didn't even realize that. That's it, I guess, name for the Aegean Sea. Okay, so doc scene for sinusitis would be ENT, and ear, nose, and throat doctor. Among others for short, et al., so sort of similar to etc. above. Features of some windows are tinted windows, and then Spanish phone greeting is hello. Polite refusal is no, sir. Sounds heard in haunted houses are moans. So actress long, Nia Long, there we go. And to lift a finger, so to speak, would be to try. So if you don't try, you don't lift a finger. The S in the acronym SCUBA is self something? I don't know, maybe. You'll live? Pizza, e.g. a pie, a pizza pie. Some people call it Christmas Eve, I suppose. Like Malbec wine is a red wine. So you'll live. Yeah, it is you'll live. So this must be self. So yeah, scuba starts with it. I guess self. Something underwater breathing aid, self-contained maybe? I'm not sure. Okay, output of a social media algorithm would be your feed on which you see all of the posts of everybody. And there we go. All right. Oh, look. We've got the little mine icons. Wow, I really remember those pretty vividly. I got very fast at Minesweeper for a while, in high school, I guess. No particular reason, but it was just one of those things you sort of just get hooked on it, which I did. And then it's kind of one of those things where I got very, very good and very fast at it, and then I just stopped and never played it again. I have not touched it a single time since then, but I still kind of basically remember the logical way it works logically. Anyway, there we go. So prominently Famine, His Eminence, nominee, Minesweeper, of course, and under mine are crossed by Hominem, Minecraft, Mine All Mine, Imminent, and finally Determine. And there we go. We've got our Minesweeper theme. Very clever. I'm glad that I saw that early on. It's always sort of fun when you can go through and fill in a number of theme clues based entirely on your understanding of the theme, rather than needing all of the crosses in the grid. And that worked out for me this week, although I could imagine if you've never encountered Minesweeper before, this would be impenetrably confused. It just wouldn't make any sense at all. Yeah, that would be really difficult, actually, getting to the point where you actually put mine in the grid. You'd really have to force yourself into it in terms of realizing it needs to be there because of the crosses. Yeah, so fortunately I wasn't in that position. Let me know if you were in the comments or the Daily Solve Discord chat server, a nice friendly chat community linked in the description field. Very curious to know how this probably had a wide range of difficulty for people for that reason. Anyway, there we go. That was the Thursday crossword. I really enjoyed that. Bit of a blast from the past in terms of its reference material, at least for me. Join me tomorrow for the Friday themeless crossword, and do consider subscribing to the channel if you've been enjoying these videos. Anyway, hope you do come back tomorrow. Until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.